What's up guys, Bionic here and welcome to today's Raid Shadow Legends video where we are on my secondary account, sort of. So some of the content creator perks are going here, and what we're going to do today is tune this account, okay? So we have some decent champions. It's by no means a very stacked account, but we're going to see if we can improve the clan boss performance. Okay, we'll start with that, then we'll do the dungeons. Currently, I think we are doing brutal pretty well when we have the extra keys, but what we're looking to do is to improve the nightmare clan boss. Okay, because I know we have the champions to do it. At this point, it's really just gear. So we're going to do our best to optimize the current gear. And we also had the artifact enhancement event. So it means it was basically the right time to increase or to improve the new gear. So this is the current team where we have the Apothecary and Skull Crusher. I'm going to try and remove the Apothecary instead. Instead of being at 15 million, this is a roughly typical run, he told me, but it's also most of the time a little bit lower. Okay, so let's look at the champions. Let's see what we could use. We could use the Jorrick. That's one thing I want to try and fit in. If I perhaps can speed him up, maybe I can make him go 4 turns for every 3 of the clan boss. We do also have the Skull Crusher. We're gonna look at if we have like the right accessories, the banners. Do we have like the right ones with either like defense right here? So we're gonna try and fit that in. It's gonna help a lot. Also, do we have like accuracy? We do on the Tyrell. Do we have accuracy perhaps for the Jorrick? We do. So those are things we need to be mindful of. Also accuracy on the Occult Brawler. He's our top poisoner, so we're gonna use that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is go through the entire thing, re-gear the main champions for the clan boss. Like, we need to put lifesteal on this guy for sure. We'll see if we have a better banner, improve the accuracy overall, but like we know which metrics or which stats we need to hit in order for this to work more consistently, and I think we're going to be able to achieve it. Okay, so we're going to cut it right here, and I'm gonna do the work because it does take some time, and then I'll come right back in and I will show you guys the results. All right, so we're going from a roughly 15 million key to hopefully more. And so here we are back on the account. Okay, so here's what we've done. We've obviously put the Occult Brawler in a lifesteal set, right? We've managed to get, I think this was the same banner actually on this guy. We did not have anything better. It has a decent amount of speed, so we're going to stay with this one. We have a flat defense with high accuracy amulets. Then we've got the ring right here with some HP, but high defense as well. Okay, so this is working out pretty well. So finally, total stats, we're looking at 3k defense. It's acceptable. It could be more, but we're good with this. Accuracy is also still good. 211 is fine. We're about 20 short for Ultra Nightmare anyway, right? So if anything, this is roughly also Ultra Nightmare ready. If we could increase the defense to perhaps 3,800 on this guy, this would be even better. But for now, we're good with this. Okay, so we're going to run that. Then we've got the Tyrell, who did not need a lot of work, to be honest. Crit rate is low, but this is to be expected on a relatively younger account with this type of gear, okay? So you always go for the defensive stats first, and then if you can increase the offensive stats, which is basically crit rate, crit damage, to deal more damage, good. But for now, what we wanted to achieve is basically a decent amount of defense, the right speed, and enough accuracy, all right? This guy also obviously 4-piece lifesteal, then he's got 2-piece defense. We stayed with the same banner accuracy. This is good for now. We have an HP amulet, but it has a decent amount of accuracy, sorry. So we did have a decent amount of silver to work with. I think we started with like 30 million. It ended up costing about 15 million to do the whole thing. But there is still room for improvement, okay? So the next champion we did, I tried the Jorrick in full speed to see if I could perhaps get him to go every 4 turns for the clan bosses, every 3 turn. The reason for this is because he has this skill right here on a 4-turn cooldown with a secondary ally protection and increased defense. But I had no way to make it work with a lifesteal set. The account just doesn't have that type of gear, so I don't think it's going to be worth it. Instead, what we decided to do is to drop the Jorrick and go for the Rotos, okay? The Rotos has decent gear. This account managed to get a good Relentless set. So we're going to run this guy instead, all right? He has decent stats, the right speed. Crit rate could always be higher, but unfortunately, we just can't get it to work. This guy is also used in the arena as a nuker, so we have low accuracy, but we're good with that because we're not going to count on this guy to bring the decreased defense to the table. We're going to still rely on our Rosin to do so, and even the Tyrell as well. So there's like overkill of decreased defense, but because he's a good damage dealer and because we've maxed out the skills, we decided decided to do this. We also modified the Masteries for now. The player that's running the account basically wants to try this for a time being because, like I said, he is also using him as a nuker in the arena. So this is what we have. Then we've got the Rosin, who also got tweaked a little bit. He has 4-piece lifesteal, 2-piece speed set. He has the accuracy banner, and then we've got for total stats 4.2k defense. We've got 38% crit rate. Could also be higher, but again, we're just looking for the right speed, right amount of accuracy for now, okay? So this is the team that we're going to run. It's going to be the Rosin, the Rotos, the Skull Crusher. Oh, I almost forgot. Sorry, let's do this guy. So he's in 2-piece Immortal, which is nice if you can make this work, okay? The extra HP on this guy will go a long way. Defense could be a lot higher. 5k would be nice, and then almost 60k HP would be ideal as well. We do not want accuracy on this guy, okay? We do not want his debuff to land. It's just going to take up the slot of a poison debuff. You guys already knew this most likely. Crit rate could also be higher. Crit damage could also be higher. But then again, like I said, this is not what we're looking to do. The chest piece is not that great, okay? So there's a lot of room for improvement, but I just didn't have anything else left. So I stayed with this 4-star for now. I suppose we can finish it, but then again, we're going to hope we get a 5-star or even a 6-star relatively soon. This guy has speed boots. Eventually, you want to change this to defense % boots, and we also made it work with a defense banner, which is really good. The way to go on a champion like Skull Crusher. He has the 6-star shield. Very few 6-star items on this account. And then we've got some decent stats overall. Okay, so defense % gloves on this guy. It's basically defense % gloves everywhere, right? You guys knew this. There's no secret here. You want your guys to survive for as long as possible. Defense % chest here. We have defense % boots on the Occult Brawler, which we managed to make it work, okay? So this is how you get this amount of defense. On my account, I showed you guys not too long ago, if you can even get enough accuracy on these pieces, even on your your offensive champion, you could switch this to a defense banner, all right? But getting an extra 64 accuracy in here is not that easy to do, so we weren't able to do it with this guy. Skills are all done, right, on this guy, except for this one. Masteries, here they are. I haven't touched the Masteries right now, to be honest, neither on the Rosin. Skills are all done on this guy. However, I showed you guys the Rotos completely done. Skull Crusher, also completely done. Here are his Masteries. The Tyrell, his Masteries. So I may play around or tweak the Masteries if it is needed, but what we're looking to do is to move from a 3-key to a 2-key, okay, Nightmare. And if I'm able to do that for now, I'm not going to change anything else. It's not worth spending the gems for that little bit of extra damage and whatnot. All right, so now we're going to jump into a run. Obviously, we want to see how this works, and hopefully we get better results. Alright, so here we are, guys, in a run. Unfortunately, I was not able to record it myself. The day that I did the account takeover, basically, we were past the 50% on the clan boss, right? So I did not have the Void Affinity. Instead, I had the player record his run, and now we're going to quickly look at it, then we're going to fast forward to the end to see how it is. But basically, there's not much to explain other than everything is lining up perfectly. In a case like this, our leader is taking the hits, okay? So this is somewhat of a problem because you can eventually miss out on a decreased attack. We also do not have increased defense. We only have 1 ally protection, and we do not have a cleanser. We do not have a block debuffs, okay? But this is typically what you could expect from a kind of like beginner-ish Nightmare team, right? The rest is kind of hard to get. It takes time. So for now, we're happy with getting our decreased defense, our weaken, our decreased attack, which right now is sticking pretty well. You can see it's still in the first slot, so we're not in any danger of this falling off. But I'll tell you guys right now, this is not like a 12-minute run, okay? We're hoping to deal as much damage as quickly as possible within the like 6 or 7 minutes that this is going to last, okay? So now I'm going to forward it to the end, or fast forward it to the end. We're going to look at those results, and then I'll have a couple more screenshots for you guys because we did test against certain affinities, and then we'll see how all of this turns out. So here we go. We're going to go right towards the end. and we're going to look at basically what's happening. So the decreased attack never really fell off. I watched the entire fight, and basically all that happens is that it gets refreshed. So I'm impressed. I'm impressed that the Tyrell, even in lead, even being stunned, will be able to maintain that decreased attack. All right. I guess I'm surprised because I've never had one, right? Anyway, okay. So we're just about at 20 million damage, and this is definitely a nice improvement over the previous results. And here are some additional results for you guys of what we've managed to test so far. Okay, so up here we have against the magic affinity, and everything once again is lining up perfectly, and we're also dealing close to about 20 million damage. And then we've got against the spirit affinity, which surprisingly dealt a lot of damage as well. The Rotos is really shining right here, so I'm glad we put him in instead of the Jorrick. If we would want this to last longer, I suppose we could play around with the Jorrick instead. It would also increase our ability to maintain the decreased attack because our Tyrell is being stunned. It's somewhat of a problem, but because we're using counter attack, Tyrell typically is able to maintain that decreased attack. And then here's one of the good runs on Void, which pretty much confirms that yes, this is now a 2-key nightmare. But like I said, because of the fact that the decreased attack can fall off, the poisons, the procs of the Giant Slayer and War Master, we may sometimes not be above the 20 million. Also, the Rotos is not using a War Master. We are using Flawless Execution, so if we feel we need to swap this, we may be able to get a little bit more damage. But overall, I'm quite satisfied with the results. We went from a 15 million key, maybe 14 million on Nightmare, to now a probably consistent 2-key Nightmare, as well as probably a 1-key Brutal. So definitely a nice improvement overall. It wasn't that hard to tune, guys, on this account. We already had all the right champions. He had just finished kind of like building all of them. The last part was really just doing the gear and basically balancing everything out. Now the next step is going to be the dungeons, right? We have one Cold Heart and then we have a second one, so we're going to try and finish that and get those dungeons completed, because that's basically where we're at. We're almost done. We're going to get our Arbiter. We need that Spider level 17, and then the rest of this should be easy. Then the level 20s, so I'm eager to go back into the account and tune for this as well. So anyways, guys, that is going to be it for today. A quick account tune-up on the secondary account for the Nightmare Clan boss. I want to know what you guys think in the comments below, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later.